All right, hi everybody. It's Mark from Two Dog RC. Just wait here until we get everybody joined in and viewing and linked up. All right. Let's move this over here a little bit. Over here. Oh, that way. All right, let's see. There we go. I don't want that hidden. I want that. Let's move some stuff around. There we go. I guess that'll work. All right, looks like we got 4 people. Hi everybody. Again, my name is Mark from Two Dog RC, and we've got a chat to the right of your screen. If you want to type in questions or anything, go ahead. I'll be more than happy to answer most questions you got if I can. We've got time, and I've got a lot of experience troubleshooting and stuff like that. Also, if you got questions about any of the products we have, just let me know. I've got some behind me up top there. It's a GT200, Diatone S, D-Quad Obsession, and another Obsession. It's kind of tricky. There we go. So I'll kind of go through some of the stuff once we get some people going in here. Thanks for joining. If you want, put where you're from in the group chat there. I'm from North Carolina. So I'm going to see how this is going in the YouTube. Make sure that, there we go. Let's see, make sure I can see everybody that's commenting. Okay, so there's 2 different commenting things. Great. Huh. I don't know how Josh does this, but there we go. We'll try this. Put this here, then I can see everybody. Hi, Aaron. Hey, Jay Hubby. Okay. Just getting my screen all set up here. I don't want to leave call. I'll make this smaller and escape. Okay. It'll be what it is. When does the Super Micro come in? I already have parts for it. Oh, well, I've got a couple, hubby. I've got, okay, this is just me being lazy cleaning up. So, oh. All right, and where's the other one? Oh, it's over here. I've got a couple micros. So one of them that we've got is, they're all from iFlight. I really like what they're doing. This is the little IX2. This is just a kit. It's really thin, 90 millimeters. And then I've also got this one that came in. Let me see here if I can. This is like the stretch version of that little kit. And at the International Open for Multi-GP, a whole bunch of people from a company that starts with an E and sells a hawk, that's a baby, came over from their booth, and every one of them bought one of these and put baby hawk parts on it. This is the little IX2 stretch. It's on our website under like micro quads. And this is just a little kit. And then later on the broadcast, I've got the IX2 stretched, but this kit's already done for you. A little tease here. This is called like quad porn. Oh, there's a little. Let's take the little directions off and see. Oh. All right, that's going to come up later. That's called a teaser. Indoor. Well, Daniel, I like to fly. I try to fly a lot of stuff so I can see the difference. I think it depends what you want to do. The Tiny Whoop is a great little ship. I'm not going to say anything bad about the Tiny Whoop. It's great for indoor flying, you know, and those little brushless are fun to fly in your house when you can't go outside and fly in you know, the outside area. But I don't know. I get bored of that pretty quick, and I really can't do that too much because my house has 2 dogs in it, and that makes a limited flight time on those baby hawks or these tiny whoops. The other ones, the outdoor ones, I've flown a couple. Diatone's got a new one that I can't show you. It's under there because mine destroyed. Well, I can show you the parts, but I kind of destroyed it. I hit the steel bumper of my truck and ended that party. But most of those little ones fly pretty good. There's a couple differences to set them apart. Okay, so you got your tiny whoop, which I sold on mine, so I can't show you that. So that's brushed, cheap little brushed motors, or even more expensive ones, and a little plastic props and frame. The frames are pretty flexible, so I don't really ever feel like I get the crispness. Then when you move up to these little guys, like this one's the kit, or the ARF, or the Baby Hawk. I've got one of those too. You get in the brushless motor, so you get more power. You get real speed controllers, so you're getting more of what you like in your ship. And then you've got a CMOS camera. Well, now we all know that the CMOS camera is kind of out of date because we've got all these great micro cameras. If you like RunCam or Foxeer, I don't really care which one. But those micro cameras are perfect for these little guys, and it gives you that feel of you're flying your 5-inch quad again. You're used to seeing that type of image, the screen, the light transitions like that. So that's one of the things that I think is going to change the market, and that's something that's coming soon. So let's see, does the micro come with a camera mount for microswip? No, they don't, because these frames were designed before the microswips came out. So I've been looking around. I haven't found any good ones yet, but I'm sure they're out there. Like a little TPU mount for a little micro swift that you can mount in between these. That would be a really good thing that will come out pretty soon. I can kind of show you. Again, this is the Diatone D90. Now, again, I flew this into a steel bumper, so it took a hit in the front. But this is a micro HS1177. So this is the Diatone D90, 1106 motors, and this was a prototype. So they've changed a lot of stuff on this. But as you can see, it's real similar to this one. Now, here's another thing. If you look here, that's a XT30 connector. I've got XT30 on this one. Baby Hawk comes with a JST. Now, if you remember on the tiny whoops, remember they came with that one connector and everybody switched to a different connector? Well, I think that's going to happen again on these micros. Flying a Baby Hawk with a JST connector, not the best, because JST connectors are good for like 4 amps. Flying these little guys, I've hit 12.5 amps. So that's why I put XT30s on them, because has less resistance, so you're going to get more power to your motors and it's going to fly better. So I think you're going to see a trend with all these high-powered micros coming out. People will be switching to XT30s. Okay, the Stretch X. Oh, this one, this little kit. This one's on the website right now. We've got a couple in. It's $130. Let's see. I'll tell you exactly where it's at. Oh, let me see if I can put. I think I can put links on this. Let's see here. Yeah, I can. Let's see if I can't get a link up here for you on this one. I've only done a couple of these live streams, so I'm still kind of learning on how all this stuff works. But I think it's kind of cool because I can answer your questions and I can see, what kind of questions you have and what you're interested in. And then, where is this one? Let's see here. I probably just randomly put it in here. Yeah, here it is. Strider X2. They're all the micros are in the same spot on the website, or the quads under 90. They're quad 165 and smaller X290. So here's a link to that one. And since I started with the micros, I might as well show this one, right? Again, so this is the little IX2 from iFlight. Okay, so you open it up, and it's a little bit bigger. Oh, where's my baby hawk? Let me get my baby hawk real quick, and I can show you a comparison. All right, so here's the little IX2 stretched. It's a stretch, and here's your little baby hawk. So if you put them this way, you can kind of see that the IX2 is a little bit bigger. So I think it's 122. I think this is 80. So you can see it's a little bit more bigger ship. The IX2 comes with the little bumper guards. You can take those off. It's got 1106 6,000 kV motor. So the instructions say 2 to 3S. I haven't flown this one too much yet. It's got again a CMOS camera with the built-in VTX. Seems pretty good. I'm just testing it here at night. It's got a F3 board. Let me get my stat sheet here so I get everything right. Yes, it is a F3 board. Hello, Kelly Hines from Western Kentucky. With the Betaflight OSD, it's got the IPECA 4-in-1 12-amp D-Shot ESCs in it, 1106 motors, 40-channel VTX, 2435 props. 120-degree wide-angle lens runs on 5 volts, 5.5 volts. It's pretty neat. It's got another little cool feature here in the back that I'll show you. We got these in. I just got to put them on the website. Okay, so on the back here, let's see if I can get a good light angle on this. That's right there. That's a buzzer with LEDs. So when the LEDs, or when you activate the buzzer, the LEDs go off. For example, when we plug in our ship. So I have these separate on the website. I just got to put them on. So we plug in. So every time your beeper is going to go off, your LEDs are going to go off. So that means, you got this lost somewhere, and maybe it's dark and you can hear it, but you can't see it. You could set that up and it would beep and flash. So that's pretty cool. It's a F3 board, so you can use, S-Bus or whatever kind of flight controller. It does not have a black box on it. It's kind of bummed about that, but it's $120 some, so you really can't complain about that. We do stock extra props. Let's see, it came with some extra screws, and then it's got this, I call it 3M dual lock on the bottom. I still would use a battery strap, but it kind of, Velcro it's kind of like fabric-y. This is a little bit more stiff and rigid. You kind of snap it on. You can almost hear it click. So you kind of snap your battery on, and that holds your battery on. That's pretty hard to come off, but still, if it unsticks from the battery, it doesn't matter. So you get that. You get a whole bunch of stickers with this one. So iFlight sends you some pretty cool stickers, and then the instruction manual is actually pretty good. It tells you obviously what you got. It shows you the channels for your VTX, and then here it's got a real nice wiring diagram and color. It shows where the pins go. Here it says 2 to 4S. Instructions say 2 to 3S, but I'm pretty sure you could do 4S on this, no problem, because of the way it's wired. I don't think that'd be an issue with anything here. You've got pretty much standard. There's your 3.3 Spectrum port, so you can run Spectrum, S-Bus, LEDs. There's your buzzer. There's a little jumper on the board for S-Bus or PPM. I haven't opened this one up to see if it is S-Bus or PPM preset. And there's your diagram for wiring up your camera in case you break that one. So the next question everybody asks, because everybody's so weight conscious now, is how much does it weigh? Let's go to grams. All right, I'm showing. Oh wait, this one doesn't like to be held. All right, it's 82 grams. So to compare that with a little Baby Hawk, a Baby Hawk is 62 grams. Baby Hawk you probably run with like a 2S 350, 450, somewhere right around there. And this one is saying you get, they actually did a test. They said a 2S 550 was about 3 minutes. Let's see here, where did they put that? Flight time. 2S 850 gave them 8 minutes. A 3S 550 gave them 7 minutes. So 2S 850, I think Tattoo makes one of those. I believe that's what I have on my Baby Hawk as well. It's a pretty small little battery, and that would be a pretty fun one. 8 minutes terrorizing around with this thing. I'm sure I'd hit a tree within 8 minutes. So, hey Joe, I see you too, man. So those are the minis that we got. We also got an X3. I don't remember what that one looks like, but it just came in. I'm still trying to get us stuff up on the website, and I kind of took today off and went flying. I met up with one of the local guys, and we went to a really cool spot with lots of pine trees, and I forgot my GoPro. So I've got some DVR footage, but we know how much fun that is. But had a real good time, and I got an opportunity to fly a pretty well-tuned race flight ship, and it was an Obsession. I fly the Obsession, or not, the D-Quad Obsession stretches, and this was an X, so it was a little bit different, but I was pretty familiar with the ship. And it was very interesting to fly a race flight board. I can tell you it's not bad. It has some quirks. We figured out it was just a little battery voltage thing, but it flew really nice. I think it's definitely a good program to run on. I haven't got to play with the GUI interface or setting it up or anything like that. But yeah, I flew with Eric. And it flew really nice. It didn't take us too long to tune it. We made about 4 adjustments, and then it was flying pretty nice, almost no prop wash, real smooth, real locked in. It kind of felt a little bit more heavy. Heavy is not the right word. When you turn, it felt like it didn't slip and slide as much. And maybe that's just because of the way I tune in my Betaflight stuff. It's not I don't tune it as well. But with the number of adjustments he made to make it fly that good, I thought that was pretty impressive. So, if you get a chance to grab someone's race flight board and throw it up, it doesn't hurt to try new things. I know they just came out with the V2 race flight board, and then they've got their 4-in-1 Bolt ESCs that just came out with the V2 as well. I think they added an 8-pin connector instead of the pins going up to make it connect. All right, so I've got little notes here so I don't forget what I'm doing because I get carried away. So again, welcome. I'm Mark, Two Dog. If you haven't, see, I thought it wasn't drifty, Joe, but it's hard. Hard to say. It's so personal choice the way we fly. And we had a lot of variations because he was running the Hype Train 2207 motors. We propped it down to a 5x4.3 prop instead of the Cyclone 5046s, and that seemed to help a little bit. And I was flying just for fun at a pretty low camera angle, and I flew for 4.5 minutes on a 1300 milliamp battery. Now I wasn't real pushing it, but it was pretty efficient motors. Yeah, could be. Well, speaking of props, let me do some prop stuff. A lot of you guys see all these props coming out, but you don't get to put your hands on them. You don't get to see what they look like, what they feel like. And I've got a couple here that I just kind of, I don't know, show you differences, and I don't know, just so you don't have to go out and buy all these. I know it's only $4 and it's kind of fun. But the first prop I have is an Emax Blade Dancer 5042 Wind Dancer. And I like the props. I think they're pretty durable. They're a lot better than some of their other props they made. But what I don't like in these props is this little curve right here. Now, when these are brand new, that's awesome. They fly great. But you can barely see. It's pitched down. There's a little dip in them. So it's kind of like an inverted winglet. And when you crash a lot, those things start bending easier. So now you got this one's down, this one's up, this one's gone. and it just makes the props not as balanced. I don't think. I think it's harder to keep a good tune on these. I think if you're a sponsored pilot and you could slap on a brand new set every time you flew, this would be a really good prop to fly. Or if you didn't really give a hoot, it would be kind of fun. But I don't like having to, you know, throw out the prop just because the tips get worn out. The other prop I got is here's a Cyclone 5046. And these are, I like these props. I haven't got my 5051s here because we got them in and we sold them out. I've got another batch on order, but they're a lot thinner than any of these props I'm showing you here. This is a Cyclone 5046. Really like this prop because it's durable. You could pretty much fly, well, not you, Joe, but fly like a whole race day and maybe change one prop. They can take a lot of abuse. On the multi-GP finals for our region, I pretty much hit every obstacle on the course at least once, and I only changed like 2 props. So I was really impressed with the durability. What I find is they wear down, you know, the tips back here and everything, but after, you know, 50, 60 flights of banging around, they'll crack right here in the hub. So you just gotta check that. But I don't think it's a flaw because it cracks after a huge amount of abuse, and it's gotta break sometime. So yeah, the 5050s pull a lot of current, and I can't. I like the, I've got the 2306s I was running, and the 5046s I thought were dragging them down a little bit. The next prop I have, and this is one of my pilots, Cinder from down there in Texas. He recommended this one. It's a HQ 5 by 4.3 by 3, and I like this prop because it's lighter, thinner, and lower pitch than the other two. And I run these on the 2306 motors, and they really spin up a lot faster. The thing is, they're not quite as durable as your 5046 props, but they still are pretty durable. I think this is a really good prop, especially for freestyle, because it's lighter. You get that, it spins up, so it's going to help reduce prop wash. Because if you have like a 2205 motor spinning 5046 props, that's a lot, and you can get prop wash pretty easy. But if you put a nice light prop on like these or similar, it can help with your prop wash and the smoothness of how you fly. Hey, Rip Shitty, how you doing? Yeah, see, he likes the HQ, and you know, right now I'm kind of, I love these on my 2306 motors, and I love these on my 2205 motors. So it's just I mean, everybody's kind of different, and you know, it's what you get. Do you have spare VTX for Diatone 215? Uh-oh. The 215, no. What I would do for that one, do I have an old one here? No, I don't, because I converted. So this is the Diatone S, basically the same thing as the 215, and you have that VTX right here. What I would do is go buy the SP2, which is a board VTX, and just stick it right in your stack, and then just rewire it. The SP2 is a lot better than their SP3, which I had some issues with and is now discontinued. But the SP2 would be a good substitute for that one that was old in there, because they don't make that old one. Or if you wanted to, man, I love how you guys just segue me right into the next thing, because it's just cool. We just got these video transmitters in. It won't fit in there. There's only one board in there. You might have to, I guess you might have to tweak it. Would you? Well, the SP2 would fit because, well, if you had little spacers. This one's got an SP2, and this is the Diatone S. So it's got the little spacers at the bottom, SP2, red spacer, and then the, what I got in this one? This is an old D-Link in this one. But the video transmitters that I was talking about here, we just got these in. This one might fit too. It's maybe a little tall because of the big heat sink. This is the Force, the iFlight. As you can tell, I got some iFlight. Oh, Daniel, I'll come back to that one because that's a good question. This is the Force VTX, and it's a stackable board. So you just put on your stack, 30 millimeters standard mounting. And this one now features the Tramp protocol, so you can use the OSD, Betaflight OSD, to change your power and setting. As you can see there, well, you can't because it's backwards, unless you can read backwards. This is adjustable from 25 or 0.25, so like a pit mode. Oh, no, excuse me. No, it's 25, 100, 200, 400, and 600 milliwatts. Or is it? Maybe that's 0.25. I think it's 2.5. And you know, you can adjust it with the button. There's a button down here to adjust, right here. And the thing that's cool about this one is you see here is there's the antenna connector. This is a MMCX, and it comes with 2 antennas. We're gonna pull the instructions here real quick. And there's a connector, so it's not like that little goofy one on the Unifies. It's a big old honking thing, and then you just stick it in here, and it snaps. You can really hear it snap in there, and it's in there good. I mean, you would really have to. Well, Joe, you could probably crash and try that out, but I mean, you'd have to really rip it out. And it comes with SMA, and it also comes with a linear. If you're doing, you know, these aren't really great for racing because they're not good for timing gates, the linear whip antennas. But this is a really light antenna that you can just snap on there if you want to do a light build. You don't really care. I'm going to look, see here, if it, make sure it's 25 milliwatts instead of 0.25. Yeah, Joe, Andy's got one. He should have one today. Let's see, it takes wide input voltage 7 to 24 volts, NTC and tail. And yes, it does do, it's 0 and 25 milliwatts. So it's 0, 25, 100, 200, 400, and 600. At 600 milliwatts, it's pulling 260 milliamps. So that's something to take in consideration if you got like a limited 12-volt power supply or something. Again, it does do the tramp settings. It comes with a pretty good instructions. Nice color. There's your diagram, and looks pretty easy to set up. You've also got your buttons if you don't have smart audio or OSD. And that is let me go back to the RaceFlight. That is one of the bad things about RaceFlight. They don't have an OSD built into the board, so you have to wire one, and that's hard when you get so spoiled with the Betaflight one. So again, this is the iFlight Force. It's on our website. I think it's 20. I didn't write that down. $23, $24, 25. Maybe it's 25, but it's a really good price. And there it comes off. So if you need a new VTX and you want to pay $40 for a Unify Pro, this would be a good option. We got these in and they sold out pretty quick, and so we ordered some more, and that's when we got V2 with the smart audio in there, and now they're smelling really good. Yes, it does do smart audio via tramp. So you don't go into smart audio, you go into features, and it's TR, I believe, instead of SA. Okay, natural herb. I love that, man. That's awesome. That sounds like the Multi GPIO. That was a lot of natural herb. All right, Daniel Quinn, you asked about 2 blades. 2 blades are 2 blades anymore. Aren't tri-blades less efficient? Yes, tri-blades are less efficient. Now, I put my 2 blades away. Okay, so these are your wings, basically. So on a 2-bladed prop, you've got 2 blades, and the guys that are going super fast and setting speed records, they're running 6, 7 inch 2-blade props because you can get that RPM up there, and when this blade's spinning, it's going into this guy's dirty air. So there's a lot more dirty air in the 3-bladed prop. However, the way we fly, the 3-bladed props, they bite more. So gripping around corners. I mean, if you ever put a 4 or 5-bladed prop on and you try to do like a chicane the gates, it's amazing how much it just grips the air and just stops you. But it also draws more current. So these will get you a little more lower end thrust, but not as much top end as like a 6-inch 2-bladed prop. It's also kind of, they just feel different. If you really want a super smooth tune and you're not really concerned about speed as much, I would say 2 blades are great because you've got 2 blades. So if one's out of balance, it's just a little off. But here it's 3 blades. So if one's out of balance, it's kind of this wonky thing. And again, that's the gyros have to deal with all that stuff. So let me put those back there. So again, this is that little stretched. We talked about earlier. This is the IX2 stretched 1106 motors. I'm gonna fly this tomorrow. It's supposed to be working, but I'll work in the morning and then I'll fly this one. But this is here. I think some of the guys at the club will recognize. Here's the big version. I was testing something here. This is the IX5 stretched, which is a 215-ish stretch frame. And then this is his little baby brother. It's like, when I grow up, I want to be a race drone. And this one's like, dude, I already am a race drone. But yeah, so there's the little one and there's the big one. So you can match. I know we all like to match colors and motors and ships. All right. So that's that. And I talked about the little guys. Okay, I was going to talk about 3.2. I don't know, you guys heard that one's out? I heard Betaflight 3.2 is out. It's pretty nice. I recommend upgrading unless you've got your ship flying awesome. It's not race season anyway, so who cares? Time to mess around with stuff. If you do upgrade to 3.2, you know, it's got the dynamic filtering. That's pretty easy to set up. Lots of videos on that. I'm leery about turning off my D-term filter. I just get nervous because I do hit stuff still when I fly, and I don't have confidence that the filter is going to filter out any noise from smashing into the branches and having, you know, bad props and being able to get it back. Still testing that, but I always turn off notch filter 1 and 2 and put the filter setting on PT1, turn on dynamic filtering. It's really amazing what they can do. If you look at, you know, the spectrographs, it's just, there's no noise. So that's really nice. Did I say that wrong? 3.2, right? Yeah. The other thing they got in 3.2 is a couple other things. Well, they've got the D-shot commands. So to use those, you have to upgrade your speed controllers to a BLHES that can do D-shot commands. So it has a BLHES, and then you upgrade to 1667. It's the most recent one. It's not the one right below that that says D-shot commands. They just are messing with their heads. So it's the top one. Oh, Joe, that's a good question. Yes, dynamic filtering. If you're running an F3 board, it's recommended to run 8K, 4K at the max. If you have an F4 board, who cares? Run 8K, 8K. But on an F3 board, they're recommending to run 8K, 4K just to free up the CPU a little bit. So the D-shot commands, so you upgrade your speed controllers using BLHeli to the 1667. It says multi-shot. And the one below it says D-shot, so take the one above it. And then you can, you know, upgrade your speed controllers, and the features you get, sorry, someone asked me a question about something, is a beeper command. And you can set the beeper to beep on a switch instead of having to put a beeper. So your motors beep instead of a beeper beeping. So if you don't want to wire one in. Now, I didn't find it quite as loud that way. But you can do some cool beeps. Let's see, I think it's this one. I was playing today with them a little bit, and I made a video on this. I don't know if I've got it up yet. Let's see, Obsession. This is a GT2. So you can change the sound of the beeper. There's 5 tones. So first you go ahead and you flash your speed controllers, and then you have to go into the CLI and type in get D-shot, or get D-shot. And there's a thing that says D-shot beeper. Oh, great. It says beeper D-shot, and it's 0 right now, and the values are 1 through 5. And 0 is off. So what they did is they said, hey, we don't always want this active if we have D-shot speed controllers, because what if we don't want our motors to burn up or whatever? People want an option to turn the D-shot beeper off. So if that is set to 0, then nothing's going to beep. Only a beeper will beep. So you have to go in there and you can change it to 1 through 5, or actually 0 through 5. 0's off, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 are actually different lost copter sounds. So let's see. Let me see. This is the one I put a pretty neat one. It's just a little different one. You always got to do something different, right? Let's see here. Battery. All right. Okay. So there I changed it to the Imperial Death March. That's under beepers strength. All right, and here's the beeper sound it makes. It's kind of like the most annoying sound in the world from Dumb and Dumber. But yeah, you can change that. So that's pretty cool. You can set your beeper tones to make different noises and put that on a switch so your motors beep instead of the beeper beeping. The other thing that you can do with D-Shock commands is also obviously the brand new turtle mode. Turtle mode will, you're upside down, you look at your camera and go, okay, I'm going to flip this way. And you arm this copter. Let's see, you put in turtle mode, arm your ship, and then you use your right stick to go roll right, roll left, forward or back to flip your quad over. Now, with that in mind, if you have a little quad like this, and it's upside down, even a big quad like this and it's upside down, the odds of like it being this way on the ground is it's in the dirt. It's gonna be hard to figure out which way you should probably go. But like I got here in my GT200, I've got this GoPro mount. But now, if it's upside down, there's 2 free motors sticking up somewhere to help me, flip backwards, or if it's this way, I can roll this way with it. So if for turtle mode, it might be good to have a top-mounted battery or something here to keep some kind of apex, so you can pivot around there to flip over. Good race strategy. Because you can't win if you're on the ground. And I'm going to tell you another one, and this one may help you in a race. May help you a lot in a race. In the 3.2, yeah, turtle mode's going to help you, but this one's going to help you a lot. They've got the anti-crash mode. Okay, so what this does is it goes, oh crap, I sensed a hard G maneuver or hard G, I don't know, hard G on the accelerometer, and goes, you must be crashing. Here, let me help you. And it will try and auto level you, and then you can just fly away. Now, it works really well. I was racing last weekend, I hit trees, and all you could hear was, how did you recover from that? How did you recover from that? I didn't. I just let go, and it just went, what I did notice is you gotta keep your power in there. Don't bring your power back because it's trying to auto level and you just fall to the ground. So you keep a little power in, never disarm, and it will help you kind of right up. Now, there's a parameter called the anti-G threshold, and then there's also a parameter that says, this is in the CLI only. Crash detection is either on, off, or beep. So what you can do is you can set it to beep, so that if it were to go into crash mode, it will beep, but it won't go into crash detection and auto level for you. So what you're doing is you're figuring out, the way I fly, am I so aggressive that I'm going to trigger false auto levels? Because that's not going to help you win a race. Every time you turn around hard, it auto levels you. And so the beep it beeps if it thinks you're going to crash, so that you know, oh, this isn't right. Then you can go back in and adjust your anti-crash detection or G threshold, and you bring that up or down, whatever you need to do to make it so that you can be more aggressive and not have it auto level for you. Like today we were out flying and I was trying to tune that GT200 and I had the crash detection on, and I'm doing some hard stuff, and you could feel it. You're slipping around a corner real hard and it would just snap over, and so I had to actually just turn it off and continue flying the rest of the day. But that's definitely something that you want to play with before race day. You just want to go to race day and turn it on. So yeah, Zach, there's a lot of them out there for all the different prop ships have those different GoPro mounts that really help. Sure, probably someone's going to make a turtle one. I think I saw one already. It's just a turtle shell. But so that's the other thing in 3.2 that's really nice is the anti-crash detection. Again, go out and play with it on a day where you're not racing, not stressful, you got time to relax. Also with turtle mode, Josh Bardwell did a really good video on how to set it up, shows the demo and everything. And the cool thing about turtle mode is you don't need to crash to test it. Billy Slater, he spent all day trying to crash, and he kept crashing and he would be level. But all you got to do is take your props off and arm it, and then push forward or back, and you'll see your 2 motors spin that are supposed to be spinning, and then you know it works. Drink. All right, so it's a VTX. That was a little guy. It's the props. Okay, got my notes so I don't forget. All right, the other one I was going to talk about is the Diatone GT2. This is a 2017 version. It came out last month, but I just finally getting around to it. Let me take this GoPro mount off real quick. I wanted to demo that part first before I took it off. So mine just held down by zip ties. All right, so there's the actual kit. So this is what it comes ready to fly out of the box. It's an ARF, 229 and 289 for the different kits. This is the stretched. As you can see, it's a stretched X, and we have just a regular X. Yeah, turtle shell GoPro mount. I seen the turtle shell. Someone's 3D printed one. I'm just waiting for to put the mount in there. But so this comes with 2306, 2450 motors, BioHeli S302 XD ESCs, Beta Fury F3 OSD board. This was designed by the guy that designed the original Fury boards for us, Kevin Berner, very good designer of boards. And Diatone came to us and, well, actually I came to Diatone and said, hey, your D-Link sucks. We need something better if we're going to sell these. And so I said, what do you got? And I said, we'll make you one. So I hooked them up with Kevin. Kevin and Diatone worked together. They came up with the F3 board. And in the little Diatone, that's got a micro Fury F4 board. So this got an F3 board. This got HS1177 camera. And this has a SB2 VTX because you've got the Betaflight OSD on the Fury board. It's a pretty durable ship. A lot of people think that you're going to break your prop because it sticks out there. But again, that GoPro mount, this I have zip tied on right here. And if you see that, look at that. If I'm going to hit a tree or a gate, it's going to hit this first, and that's going to protect my camera. So yeah, it adds a little bit of weight, but it doesn't smash up my camera. I've only broken one lens, and I've got about, I don't know, close to 100 flights on this ship. So again, we've got the stretched and the X. We just got in some X's. We've got, so when I said the color, it's the color of this piece here, the front, and I believe the ESC covers, which we also sell separately. So we've got blue, red, and silver in, and I've got them on the website for the silver is $229, and the red and blue are an extra $10, $239. And those come with 2306. And here's a cool part: they're soft mounted. So what you've got here is you've got a plate on the bottom with rubber that comes up to the top, and then the motor sits on top of that. So the motor is suspended between two, like a rubber cushion. So your motors are soft mounted motors, which really helps reduce the noise, which we all know. And these frames are solid. We don't sell many replacement bottom plates because people don't break them. This is about 5 millimeter thick carbon fiber. It's not the lightest ship. It weighs just shy of 400 grams. I just weighed them yesterday. All my ships weigh about the same, with my QQ190 being the lightest. But that's with GoPro mounts on them as well. So I've got a XM Plus receiver in there. The Spectrum receiver would fit the little one, but it's pretty tight. So again, those are on our website, and they come with I think dual sky, or a Diatone dual sky. It's like so 1985. But I believe Diatone's putting in the 5142 Emax props now with them. So it's a pretty good ship, and I'll post up my PIDs in the video below. I just tuned it pretty good today. Okay, yeah, Joe says a satellite receiver will fit, but you have to take it out of the casing. So it does fit. It's a, you know, hopefully Spectrum, man, they need to get on board and get some tiny receivers so that we can sell more to you guys, because like these little tiny ships, I mean, you could get a Spectrum receiver in there. There's a big enough gap. That's pretty good. But some of these other little guys, it'd be pretty hard to do that. So let's see. Trying to see if I can see where y'all from. Is there anybody that's not from North Carolina? Just kidding. I know some of you guys are. Yeah, Zach, that's a really good point. What he's talking about is this right here. Okay, it's this bracket. The antenna comes with it, comes straight out, and it hits right there. Ooh, Oregon. Oh, where in Oregon? Coos Bay? There's a really good bank that's a microbrewery, Coos Bay. It's the first time I had apricot beer. Oh, but anyway, back to, I digress. So yeah, so on this one, if you take this piece and flip it around, then it aims the antenna in a different direction. I think it's down, right this way, and be down. So then it goes down this way and doesn't hit your props. And I'll probably have to do that today because I'm getting a lot of flight time on this one. Now, the other thing on this one that we've got, because people are a little nervous about busting the camera, so Ryan, oh, let me get his name right so I can give him some credit because he did a really good job on this. Ryan Heberling, he designed a little hood. Now these are pretty sexy. So here it is. These are little TPU hoods that go over the frame and protect the camera. So I mean, you're not going to smash your camera with this hood on there. And then all it does is it bolts in this hole and this hole. So it's not really hard to do. All I needed to do is get an extra mounting bolt for this piece right here, because the one that is there is a real short one. You put this on, it doesn't go through. So this is called, yeah, the GTs are really good. This is the race edition. So this is a smooth back, you know, we're ready to race. And then we've also got a sport edition that's got a flattened part up here so that you can mount your GoPro to it and still have the protection of your camera down there. It doesn't add a lot of weight. I've got red and blue on the website. Ryan made this one special with the 3 colors for me, just to try it out, make him a video and give him some good kudos. He does some really good printing. I've seen some really crappy 3D printing, and this is not crappy. This is really good. Yeah, you guys in North Carolina get spoiled, man. You get like next day shipping for free, or like $7 or whatever. But yeah, if you are nervous about your GT2 smashing up the camera, these hoods are pretty nice. They're like $15, and you're not going to smash up your camera anymore. And it protects a little bit of the inside and the side as well. So that's that. And then I got some new PIDs that I'll post for this up on the website as well. And so that you guys that have these, I'm running 3.2 dynamic filters on, and I basically just raised the P and the I, and I took down the D actually. The D was messing me up. And today we did it was interesting. I was tuning this one, and I had it pretty close, and I was flying. I was getting just a whole bunch of flutter oscillations. And the props didn't look bad. It's just 54, the HQs. They didn't look bad. I mean, they're like, it's not too bad. And I couldn't get it off, the oscillation. So I just went and put a brand new pack of props on, and they were all gone. So, you know, if you're tuning and the props don't look bad, but you're getting some weird stuff that you can't tune out, or you just like, man, that wasn't there, just go and put a whole new set of props on, take those 4 and use them as beater props for, you know, going to bash in the woods or something, and then tune from there. So don't get cheap when you're tuning. Sorry. All right. Does anybody want to see that little one again? Kind of. I know it's the little time. So I wish I could show you more of this Diatone one. I just smashed it real hard. I can't show you that part yet either, because that still hasn't been disclosed. But there's a little Fury F4 board. It's got nothing real special on it, just a little board. It's got a flash card on it. And again, this is the Diatone one. But I mean, I smashed this really hard. And this one does come stock with XT30. And again, you know, the XT30 is better because it can pull more current than a JST. So, you know, JSTs are good for about 4 amps. So I think a tiny will pulls 4 amps altogether. So, but, you know, I like the XT30s because it's just a solid connection. You're getting more current, and that's just not a weak point. All right. What else going to talk about? Oh, I had a chapter organizer up in Philadelphia. if any guys are up in the Philadelphia area, from fighting quads. A really good group of guys up there just started racing. They're being sanctioned by the city. They have permission to fly in a park, and he's starting to design courses and sending me, you know, his rough drafts to see what I think. I've been setting up courses for 2 years. I'm not an expert by any means, but I know what you guys like. I know what Joe likes. Anything we can go really fast. But when you're setting up a course, really think about who you're trying to aim the course to. You know, really have a good idea of the guys that are coming. If they're just, if you've got one guy that's super awesome, we've got a lot of guys that are super awesome in our club now, but don't necessarily tailor your course to that guy, because it's really going to be a disservice to everybody else. The guys at that level, they know they need to go out and find their own special hard courses to practice. But try to get a course that you can design that everybody can finish, and the fast guys will finish fast. And that will make sure that people will come back. It'll make sure people have fun and make sure people get batteries. Now, what I've found is in the summer heat, when it's 90 degrees in North Carolina with the humidity, 15 batteries and you're spent. I mean, really 10 to 12 batteries is the most you can really do in a competitive environment. And you could probably do more if you're just practicing. I can do 12, 15 batteries just practicing, and that's not that hard of a deal. But when you add to that adrenaline and the race factor, you know, if you're designing a course for somebody, try to plan to get 10 to 12 batteries in. You know, 5 rounds of practice, 5 rounds of racing, or maybe 4 rounds of practice. But also, you don't want to cut down on the guys' practice time, or girls, because you want them to feel comfortable on the course so they'll be able to push it, and so they can give you feedback. I mean, me and Joe set up a course and we flew it, and we're like, yep, this part is not working. And some of those little kinks you can get out and practice if you just don't have that flow right. Another good thing to do is don't force turns with flags. If you have 2 gates and you want people to go this way and around and come this way, unless you need them to go around something in the middle, having a flag there really doesn't do anybody a service, because the fast guys are going to be going through this gate and turning and coming right back this way. So they're going to use very minimal amount of landscape, where the not so fast guys are going to go through the gate and turn and then come back here. And what you want is you want to give people the opportunity to be fast and use their skills to get that extra couple seconds to get their extra lap. Now, that's for race organizers, people building a race. Now, for the guys that are racing, I just saw Freshness. I don't have his YouTube channel. He just posted some knockoff, I don't want to say knockoff, but very similar to the Quad Addiction gates on Amazon for like $50 for 2. And I think it's a really good idea to have these. Everybody should have 2 gates, because you can go to a baseball park or wherever, throw up 2 gates, and you can practice a lot of stuff. And one of the best things, I think there's some really good things to practice. Joe, you probably know, do a lot of practicing too. Set to 2 parallel gates like this, and just practice going through this one and coming out of this one, and just over and over. And then try to see where you're coming out before you turn back in. You know, in theory, if you watch, you know, the guys, the good guys, they're coming through that first gate and they're already turning before they even hit that gate, because we're in quads. We're going to go forward even if we're not looking forward. So they've got that gate, they're turning, they're already thinking about this next one and then coming back over. And then the other good gate scenario to set up is like a 90 degrees. And what you want to do is practice going in and just keeping one constant big turn. You know, the first gate, constant big turn, the second gate. So just turn and go into it. And a good way to do it is approach at it at 90 degrees. So you have to turn and then roll right through both of them. And that's just some good basics to practice, and that will help you in the race scenarios. And I know not everybody's a racer, but that also helps you in your freestyle, because if you think about it, if you're going down a path and the path curves and then curves this way, you don't want to be that guy that's sitting there yacht spinning around the turns. That makes your freestyle videos just look like crap. You want to be that, you know, smooth guy that can just roll constantly into the turn and just make this real sweet butter turn, like the really good guys do. Yeah, split S and hairpins. Okay, So split S's. What I found in split S is there's two ways to do a split S. And man, I saw, if you saw the Night Fury video he just posted about the course he made, there's a spot in there where he does this goofy ass entry into a gravity gate, which I can't see it, but I have to go back and watch that one. It's really interesting. But I'm going to come back to you, Kelly. That's a good question. For split S's, so you've got a gate, right? So a split S, come over, split, and come back down and go through. That's the slow way. So if you roll first, then pitch, that's slow. A fast way, you got your gate, you're coming at your gate, you pitch down, then roll, and by that time, you're right in the backside of the gate and you punch it. You can reduce the distance you go by 20 to 30 feet, easy. If you practice that, this is a really good place to practice this, is that Night Fury UTT course. That's probably one of the best UTT courses. You know, everybody thinks it's crazy, and it's the best one. There's so many skills in that if you can perfect, you'll be an amazing racer. Yeah, so that one, you know, you come in and you just spin it and then pitch it, and as you're falling, it's amazing. It's something to practice. Kelly Hines asks, how does Sunny Sky Motors perform on the GT2? Well, very good. I've been dealing with Diatone since their first Crusader. Do I still have one? Actually, before that. This is a Diatone Lizard from like 2 years ago. It's just a frame with some 1806 motors on it. And Diatone has been working with Sunny Sky for a long time. They've done their little motors, their 1408s, their 2205s, their 2306s, and they do very well. I've done motors from Emax. I do motors from Gemfan, DYS. Who else do I get motors from? Well, I mean, a long time ago, Supo motors, which are like the really cheap ones. But I don't see any, I don't see returns on motors, especially now with the 2306 motors. I don't think I've replaced any 2306 motors. Well, one. I think there was one. I think we replaced one motor on a guy's ship. It burned up. I don't know if it was, you know, sometimes it's hard to say if it's customer error or it was bad from the factory. But one motor out of all the ships that we sold, and all the spares and all the ones that we sell just separately, is very good. And Diatone has a really good relationship with Sunny Sky, so they do a lot of work with them, and they do good work. I really like the motors. Their 2205 series is also very good. I've got here this on the 2016 Crusaders. They originally had these 2205 2450 kV edge racing motors. I love these motors. There's a lot of guys that are like, I want 2300, because that's what everybody had, and no one really knew. But the 2450 is like the super secret KV, because it's right in between 23 and 26. 26 is just a little bit much, I think, if you want to spin bigger props. But these 2450s with 5046 props, this is a tank, and this is a fast ship. So I really think that that KV is a little underestimated by some people, but they do a very good job with their motors. And I mean, like I said, I haven't had many issues with them, and I flow both. I fly everything, man. I've got these are the Sunny Skies. My GT2 obviously is the Sunny Skies. I've got on this Obsession, these are the DYS Special Edition 2205 2300s I had. I love those. I've got Emax 2306 2750 kVs. Yeah, if you want to kill your battery, put some 5051 props on those motors, and then just push the stick to the top and see what happens. I don't know how fast it can go, but it's really fast and it hits shit hard. Dude, Kingston, Jamaica, that's awesome. How's the flying down there? You got like fine weather all year long, man. That's awesome. well, Joe, these are the top secret Emax that you have to rub all the white off, and then you get the super secret sauce underneath. I have a motor wrench that grabs them and takes them off. The only thing I don't like on these Emax motors. Now I love Emax motors. I'm not an Emax basher. I don't really bash companies because everybody's got trends. You know, remember Cobra? Remember? I mean, you guys don't remember this old stuff like Hacker motors. Anybody remember a Hacker motor? But these shafts on these 2306 motors were about 2 millimeters too short if you put like a 5046 prop, and so the lock nuts wouldn't go all the way down. I mean, yeah, that's it. It's sturdy. Which one's sturdy, Matt? The Emax or the frame or what? So I got I'll answer his question. Oh yeah, here's some. This is a QQ190, one of the original tanks. It's a 4 millimeter plate instead of a 3. Great fine ship. This one's got the original red bottoms, not the new red bottoms, the original red bottoms. Still going. So, I mean, to each their own on that stuff. I did want to show you this. The multi-GP international that we went to, they had a night fly, and me being a businessman, we closed down everything earlier, and I'm like, get the LEDs lights out, let's go up there. So we put our beers down because we drank a lot of beer. If you guys have a chance to go next year and they do it again, it's worth going. It's real casual, and I don't think the AMA's seen that much alcohol on their grounds in a long time. Probably the whole history of the AMA. I don't know, but it was a blast, man. Really fun being there. But anyway, back to I regress again. LEDs. So being the salesman that I am, I knew most of these guys don't have LEDs, and the best way to sell LEDs is to show how bright they are. So this is the Diatone flashbang LEDs. This is a strip of 9 LEDs, and you can see how bright that is. They're called flashbangs. They're on the website, and we've got them in I think 3, 6, 9, and 12 lights, and then 1, 2, and 3 rows. So if you really want to light up your neighborhood, they're only a couple bucks. They run off of, well, it says 12 volts, but I've run them off of my 4S batteries, and they run just fine. Here, this one. Those are two 9 LED strips that are white. They come in white, blue, green, and orange. And this is on 4S. So you can see it works just fine. It's really bright. It's kind of cool in the prop. I know a lot of the guys, we've had an opportunity to do a race at the county fair here locally. And the guys put the LED lights on there so that people could see them racing around the track a little bit better. So that was pretty neat. But those are the flashbangs, the Diatone flashbangs. So again, I don't know if you guys, did everybody see this little one? This is the little Strider IX2, 129 bucks on the website. CMOS camera, 1106 motors, D-Shot. IPECA 12 amp 4-in-1 ESCs, unibody frame, little training guards. I guess they're called motor guards. So anybody got a question, anything they want to ask Two Dog, ask a hobby distributor about, something they always wondered. The wife's taking her daughter to soccer, so I got about 50 minutes before the garage door opens. Hey, see you later, Joe. Joe's one of our local race guys. I think he's been racing now for about 8 months. Yeah, I can't catch him. He's wicked fast. And a really nice guy. He stepped up and he helps run the Fayetteville multi-rotor races here up in Raleigh. If you guys are in the area, come on down. We have usually 2 races a month up there. It's a motocross track. We've got a big open field, and then we've got a wooded area to race in too. So we can really mix it up. Okay, let me see my notes. Okay, the hoods, we did that. Betaflight, the Force. IX2 and my props. So that's about that in the notes. The other thing I got is we got a little sale on those GT2 X's on the website, down to $229 for an X, $239. That's ready to fly, man. Take it out, put your receiver in. The other thing I got is we've got a new battery coming. It's our Mad Dog series. I don't know if any of you run our blue batteries before, the 70C ones. I'll come back to you, Matt. I got you. We just upped the battery a little bit. It's a 90C instead of a 70C now. $25. They'll be coming in pretty soon. We've also got something new that we'll be announcing next week, maybe, coming in. Nothing groundbreaking, but we just put a little, put our own little touch on some products that you guys use to just make them a little neater. Matt asked if we have any XT30 batteries on our website, and we don't right now. We don't right now. They're coming. I've got some 400 2S ordered for that little ship, and it looks like I'm going to have to add some 800 2S's for this IX2, because I really think it's going to be the next little trend. You're going to have your little ship to go fly around the playground, and imagine putting up a race in a playground. I mean, you don't need to bring anything. All the gates are there, and you could jump in, fly 8 batteries, and jump out before everybody knew you were there, get you in trouble. So, but yeah, they're coming. I've got the order in. We're just getting them made. For us distributors, right now is when we're ordering all of our Thanksgiving to Christmas stuff. So this is a time when China gets very rich. We're dumping, us, Ready Made, Get FPV, Race Day Quads, all of your favorite people now are starting to up their inventories for the Christmas, trying to figure out, okay, what is everybody going to want in a month and a half? Yeah, you could tell me that. I got a job for you. But props. What's the next favorite prop going to be? I think right now it's pretty stable in props. Everybody likes the 50-50 ones or the 50-46s or the HQs, and then I don't really see too many people posting Racecraft 50-51s anymore. I think when people went to the bigger batteries, the bigger motors, the 2306s, they found that, man, that's just a lot of prop, and it's just not right for how they fly. But some people still do that. Can take that stick and put it to the top, and just different. And you see a lot of long range stuff. I think that's a trend that is a niche market, because I got nowhere to go long range. Plus, dude, I don't like walking 100 meters to go find my quad in the woods. Trying to find it for, like 3 miles away. I don't want to have to go look for my quad, and I don't want to lose a quad. Yeah, I've got a couple quads, but I don't want to lose a quad in a GoPro in a field somewhere and go, let me just go buy another one. 85 millimeters. Yeah, 85 millimeters for the Baby Hawk. Okay. So that's 85. Here he is. There's the 85 for the Baby Hawk and a 122 for the X2. And then the Diatone D90, which will be out. I think that I can put the price on my website next week. That's going to be, it's about 100 millimeters. It's a little over 90. So that would be like right in between those two. I've got some video for this one I haven't put up yet, or my the Diatone one. I took that on a trip with me, went up to Portsmouth, New Hampshire, flying through some woods, and I like it because it's got a micro HS1177 camera on it. I'm not supposed to say that. Oops. Yeah, it'll be out next week. And it's a much better picture than you get from the CMOS ones. So I like that. Let's see. I don't got too much more that I planned on, but the lights, the ships. Yeah, this was so here for the Diatone ships, we do a lot with Diatone because we really like them and we like their product. Here's your Tyrant with 2205 motors. And this has got this has got different speed controllers. Now it's got the same speed controllers that come in this one. Here's your GT200. This one retails for $215. This one $289 or so. Yeah. Okay, Daniel, the D90. Okay. I kind of let something. Okay. I can. Okay. I'm gonna. Disclaimer on this one. I flew this into a steel, the little steps where you get into a truck at a pretty good clip, and smashed it. So this is the D90 of what's left of it. There's your camera, 1106 motors. They are the 1106 6000, I think. These are Sunny Sky as well. Again, this is a prototype version, so don't. They've changed a lot of stuff since I've flown this one. They've made it stronger up in the front and other stuff. It does come with some motor protectors. These are actually motor protectors like this. You're gonna have the prop guards on them. Again, this is a test one, so it's got a. Man, I don't really know how much I can say. It's got a. I think I already mentioned that. That's the Fury F4 mini board, so that's gonna be an F4 board on it. It's got a 4-in-1 speed controllers. It doesn't have a beeper because you don't need one, because with the 4-in-1 speed controllers, you can do D-shot beeping off your switch. So it's one less thing you have to wire onto this thing and find where to put it. The way that it comes though, it's going to be pretty tight to put a Spectrum receiver. I think Joe mentioned it earlier. What actually broke on it? Don't look behind the curtain. Yeah, dude. Okay. If you look on the pictures on Diatone's Facebook page, you can kind of see what broke. There, right here. I'll put it this way. So there's a bracket that comes here and comes to the back, and that broke. It just shattered. I was hauling as much as you can in a 2S battery. So this carbon fiber piece went around and back. So what they did is they beefed up this nose part to make that stronger there. And then I just kind of took it apart because I wanted to play with it. So it comes with the little piece in here that holds all this whole stack together is one piece that it holds the VTX on the bottom and the 4-in-1 speed controller and then the flight controller on top. And then it's an ABS plastic piece that's threaded. So you put this piece in there, and then it's a plastic piece that holds all this with threads on the top. So you just lock it down, and that's it. Actually, I can't update. Gaming failed to open. All right. If you can't update, so that means on Betaflight, if you can't update, what you have to do. No, the arms are good. This one, here's their bottom. I'll come back to you, Ice Road. No, the arms are all good. It was the top cage that broke. If you go to Facebook and look on the Diatone, go to the Diatone Innovations official Diatone group, and they've got the release pictures there. You can see there's two pieces that come off the top and come to the back, like the top of the cage, and that's what I destroyed. A large house. It depends. I think really for indoor stuff where you're going to hit glass and a tiny whoop. I don't know. A tiny whoop's pretty good for indoor stuff. The good thing about this one is it's going to be a little beefier. It just depends on if you don't mind running into your rolls and scratching them up. So if you can't update getting failed to open, two things: close Betaflight, open it again. If you can connect to your quad normally, then you're good to go. The other way, if you're not able to update, means that you don't have the DFU driver, which is a ZADEG driver. And on the front page of Betaflight, there's 3 drivers. CP210 is to talk to it, and then there's another one for the DFU. So you have to download that. And if it's still not connecting, then look up what was it, like problem flashing DFU mode, and there's a little tool you have to use. Yeah, there's no speed on time. This one's fast. Okay, this is a really good example of some of why this one's going to cost more. I'll tell you that. Diatone one's going to cost more than that little IX2. But this camera, the way they have it, it's really easy to adjust the angle. You just turn it, and you can change your camera angle, which I like, and it's a good camera. Now, when you use these all-in-one CMOS cameras, you gotta like glue them in, and then you just kind of like hope they don't move too much. So the Diatone one has an adjustable camera angle like your normal 5-inch quads. So that's a lot easier to do than the CMOS ones. So that might be a good one for you. Yeah, if you got a bit of room and the prop guards on there, I think the Diatone D90 is smaller than the iX2. Kind of hold it up this way. You know, you can see there. So this would definitely be better for racing in a house. This is kind of all over. This is a bit bigger than this little guy. And this, yeah. I'm sorry I crashed this one. Otherwise, I could show you some better pictures there. Oh, it's pretty good. Okay, so that's really about it, man. Anybody else got any questions? I got through all my stuff in about an hour and a half. I was planning 2 hours at the most. I think after 2 hours, everybody gets kind of tired. I'll have some, when I post a video, try to post some of the links to Bardwell's video on, I don't know, whatever we talked about on that one. And then also, I got those PIDs for that GT200. I'll just post a link back to our website. I'm just going to post them there so everybody can have them. They'll also be on the Diatone page. The D90, I'll have a link to that because hopefully I'll be able to post that next week. That up for pre-sale. They'll be out of production end of October, so we'll have them first week of November. So that's when we'll have those in. They come with props. I think they included the Baby Hawk style props. Were those big, the fat ones? Yeah. I think they're using those. That's coming with it. When I tested mine, I used those, like the little Rotor X 4-bladed little ones. So like something like that. So you can kind of go either way. There's people testing the, oops. So there's a lot of people testing the little D90 from Diatone, and I was talking to one tonight. I've been flying all on 2S. I did a little on 3S, but I just didn't have the right battery, and it had to retune everything. And he's running some 4S tests on it, and the power system's running just fine on 4S. But what we're doing is still tweaking the PIDs. It seems these micros are a lot more sensitive on proper PID settings than the 5-inch ones. So we're working through that, and obviously I can't test mine because I broke it. So I get for breaking stuff, huh? Oh, William, how you doing, William? Okay. Yeah, William, you're downloading 3.2 just fine, but you're having trouble flashing it. It's two different things, man. I'll call you after this. William's pretty good line of sight pilot that just got into the FPV part and needs some help getting reflashing to 3.2 so he can get some of the benefits of 3.2. Yeah, William is good. Yeah, he's a good pilot. He's got some wicked line of sight skills, and just finally got goggles. So, yeah, and let's see. So things that we're planning on getting for the holiday season, like I said, the new motors. Oops, did that slip out? We're getting new batteries, and we're gonna have the Diatone stuff. Diatone's also got a new just frame only that they've released. That's got it's kind of like this, but it's gonna be all metal here. On their website, they've got a picture. I'll have it on our website next week as well once I get the final prices for it. But it's very similar to this, but this is a metal cage instead of carbon fiber and metal. We'll have, the RunCam Split 2 just got announced, so we'll probably get a couple of those in to say. No, not the S's, just the normals, William. The X version, not the stretched. So we'll probably get some of those in. We'll have the micro HS11.7s. Those are coming in now. They already shipped from Foxier. We'll have more 5051s coming in next week. And those sold out very fast last time. We got purple, green, and I picked another color. I think I picked blue on those. So we have those. From TBS, they've got that new Unify Pro V2, which is supposed to help with the noise on it that the previous one have. We'll get some of those in. Props motor speed controllers. Speed controllers pretty much, no, Zach, I was talking about William Hand. So speed controllers are pretty stable right now. BLHES or BL32. What's the difference? Not too much right now, because Betaflight, if you're running D-Shot 1200, you got to be real careful for burning up your motors, and you have to have 32-bit ESCs to run that and get everything, and you have to have an F4 board that runs the 2689 gyro or similar to get that 32 kilohertz sampling. It's still pretty dangerous. Danny, the X's are marked down to 229 for silvers and 239 for the red and blue. And they ship tomorrow if you want one. We just got them in today. So, you know, the 32-bit ESCs, what I like on them, the main feature that I like on them is you can put a current limit on them. They've got, each ESC has a current sensor. So you can put a current limit on there of about, I use 40 amps, because 4 times 4 is 160. I'm not going to hit that, not with the stuff I run. So I put 40 amps on that, and if a motor gets stuck and it's going to, you know, pull too much current because it's stuck, the ESC will shut down and the motor won't burn up. So that's one of the best things about the 32-bit ESCs. Now you can also do ESC telemetry. You have to look more into how to set that up, but I'm not sure, but that's what I like on the 32-bits. Some of them also have LEDs. Okay, Padawan 310s needs some advice. Let's see if I can help you. Shoot. Oh, take a drink to that. Oh, yeah, Windows. I'm on the Mac. That's a good. Windows is hard. It's all drivers, man. If you're having troubles connecting to Betaflight and everything, then I don't know what you're doing with Windows 95. That's really old. I don't even know. They may not even have a driver for Windows 95. I don't know. I'm not a Windows guy, man. I wish I could help you. But maybe look up, go to YouTube and type in problems flashing Betaflight with Windows. Maybe that will help. So I wish I had an X here to show you guys, but I don't. I just got the stretches. So yeah, like I said, there's a stretch, and then, well, I mean, this. We also have this. I kind of showed this one before. I was doing. This is the IX5 stretched, and this is the big brother to the little IX2 stretch. It's, you know, same geometry and same frame design, like the way the top frame's cut and everything. It's like this is his little baby. This is a pretty good chip. It's got this iFlight carbon is really solid. That's one of the reasons that we went with them. I really like how their carbon is. I see a lot of carbon. I've seen bad carbon. I've seen really bad carbon, and this stuff is solid. And they're replaceable arms, so you can place that in the field pretty easy. I think this sells for $36 on our website. So it's a pretty inexpensive frame. And what I was doing, I was testing a flight controller from Diatone, and I was running a 4-in-1 ESC flight controller and making this real pretty little stack. but it didn't work out too well. I crashed. So the other thing too, this is something I saw. I don't remember I saw it. Someone else is doing this. These are my receiver antennas. It's a zip tie, a thicker one, and then you run your antenna out and then shrink wrap it onto the antenna, and it keeps the antennas off of your carbon fiber, which is what you want, away from your video transmitter, what you want, and it's not going to hinder props, especially on these 5-inch guys. What I've seen, I see a lot at the field just the other day. This isn't a good ship to do it on. Like, so the guys will have their video transmitter sitting like that, and then they've got their receiver antennas like this, like a V off the back, right around either side of your video transmitter. And you don't have a lot of room on the ship, but that is the absolute worst place to put a RC receiver, because this thing is sitting here yelling as loud as it can, blah, you know, it's sending back your video stuff, and your antennas are sitting here trying to listen, and this is just a lot of noise. So don't mount your antennas right next to your VTX. Put them anywhere else. You know, if you want to put them in that array, move them to the front, move them down here, but don't mount them right next to this. That's just something that's just, you just don't do that. It's just going to cause you some problems. So, well, guys, I think I'm going to call it a night there. You do mine. I do mine back off front arms. Oh, okay. So the same way, but you started on the front arms going back, huh? You know what? That's probably a better way, because then you're angled this way, and we travel in this direction as opposed to it hitting this way. Yeah, it's a good idea, Zach. That's why I do this stuff, because I don't know everything. But the cool part is, like, I was flying with Eric today. He's like, yeah, I tried these motors out. I'm like, yeah, I love it when people come to the field with something different, because imagine how much it would suck if we all flew exactly the same stuff and we would never know if something is different or we like it better. I think, you know, this hobby is crazy with the hype train. I mean, I've never seen the RC hobby be so hype train. It's crazy. So I think it's good that people, like, you know, I bought these cheap motors off Banggood or whatever, and they are garbage. Or I bought these cheap motors and they're not too bad. And I think some of the good motors and good products out there get overlooked. For example, my friend Billy, he loves the Armaton oomph motors, swears by them. He's run other brand motors, and he swears he's taken them off. He's bought full sets of motors and goes, no, take them off and put his oomph motors on. He's the only guy at our field that flies oomph motors. I mean, of probably 40 guys that come out to all the different flying that we do. So it's really interesting to see, you know, okay, well, that was a really good motor for him and he really liked it. But there's no crazy videos of that. And, you know, Armaton does make good products, so I don't know why they don't hop on. And then, you know, you come off with some other motor, everybody gets on the bandwagon and they throw magnets every week. So it's very interesting. I think too, a lot of this hobby is personal feel. Does it feel good? For example, like today. So not a really good test, but I was flying my Obsession. Well, not this one. It was my black one. Okay, so this is a D-quad Obsession, which numerous companies have copied this aluminum frame here. That D-quad did it really well, and then everybody's copied it. It sucks, but it's what happens. But anyway, so I was flying this. This is a stretched X. The guy I was flying with had just the regular X. So imagine this, but like this. Now he had race flight on there, so that kind of throws it a little bit. But if I was to fly that and you were to ask me, was that a stretched X or an X? I'd have no clue. You see a lot of racers flying the stretched X, but I think as far as these flight controllers have come, Betaflight with the anti-gravity, race flight with its current continuing updates, I don't think the difference between the frames is as significant as most people think it is. I think, you know, the hype train is one thing, and I don't think most people, if you put them on a blind test, could tell you the difference between an X and a stretched X if you gave them the ship blind and they had the same motors, flight controller, everything was the same on them. I really don't think you could do that. I should probably do a test someday. Take out one of these Diatone stretched X's and X's and see if someone could tell me the difference, because those two, the weight's very similar and I won't have to build them. But just fly what you like, and you know, it's about all I can say on that one. So again, I'm gonna say thanks for coming out and watching. If there's anything you guys want some more information on, send me an email at sales@twodogrc.com or twodogrc@gmail.com, and I'll get back to you. You can always use the contact us page. Some of the things we went over tonight was the GT2 stretched. I got the X's on sale because I'm out of the stretches. The little Diatone 90. We've got the little IX2. This was 130. Oh, 15 minutes. Yeah, I bet you could. Long range, man. So again, thanks for watching. Thanks if you bought stuff from us. I appreciate the support. We plan on being here for a while. I've been doing this now for, well, my daughter's 12 this year, and I was doing this before she was born. So 13 years I've been selling RC stuff. So I don't plan on going anywhere for a while. I enjoy it. It helps pay for my hobby and my addictions to this hobby. So again, I appreciate it. And if you need anything, just send us an email. And thank you everybody for joining us. Peace out.